Have you ever wondered what it really takes for a Filipino physical therapist to be licensed in the United States? A few years ago, yun yung exact question na tinanong ko sa sarili ko. Medyo confusing kasi yung process. It's costly and honestly, ang daming uncertainties. Fast forward to today, I'm now a US licensed physical therapist, and in this video, I'll share exactly how I got here from studying here in the Philippines, preparing my US board exam, and to finally earning my US license. If you're someone pursuing a physical therapy course, a PT student, a Filipino physical therapist, or someone dreaming of working abroad, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Gat Pitogo, and I'm a licensed physical therapist here in the Philippines and in the United States. I'm also a doctor of physical therapy and a certified healthcare virtual assistant. So this will be my introductory video about myself, kung sino ba talaga ako, what I do, specifically how I obtained my US license as a physical therapist. Let's get started. Now, first things first, what is physical therapy? So physical therapy, physiotherapy, or in short term PT, is part of the multidisciplinary team in the field of physical medicine and rehabilitation. Now, what we do is we provide our patients exercises with the use of therapeutic modalities, give patients home exercise programs or training to help them restore their function, reduce their pain, and improve their quality of life. Now, sino-sino ba tong mga patients na to? Now, these are patients who has a disability, an impairment, or an injury. Now, hindi lang PT yung part sa physical medicine and rehab. We have other healthcare professionals. We have OT or occupational therapists. We have speech therapists. We have orthotists or prosthetists. We also have rehab nurses, to name a few. We also have our physician in the physical medicine and rehab team. They are called physiatrists. So they are the doctor of physical medicine and rehabilitation. Now, the PTs cannot provide a PT management, or we cannot see the patient or evaluate or give an assessment to a patient if wala siyang orders from a physician like the physiatrist or other doctors like a neurologist or an orthopedic doctor. Now, our patients are initially evaluated by a physician. Now, if they deemed it necessary for a patient to undergo a physical therapy, then they will give a PT order or a referral. Now, once a PT receives a PT order or referral, we then evaluate the patient. We initially evaluate that patient and give our assessment, and then provide a PT management tailored to the specific needs and goals of that patient. So, example, if merong stroke patient and then the patient has a PT order or a referral. So we conduct an initial evaluation and give our assessment. So if my goal si patient na gustong makapaglakad ulit, then we provide exercises or a program that would help our patients walk again. So that's basically it about physical therapy. Now, why did I choose physical therapy? So, yung inspirations ko talaga are my two sisters who are working abroad and they are nurses. Yung core ko talaga na gusto gawin is to help patients recover or help patients who are sick or ill. So when I Google PT, ay parang bongga to kasi I get to help patients move again, walk again, relieve them from their pain, help them restore their function, or get back to their previous functional level. Pero I had many healthcare courses na pinagpilian ko. So one of which was medtech kasi I want to pursue medicine, and parang nasa top list yung medtech as a good pre-medical course before proceeding to medicine. I also was curious about optometry. The optometry is the doctor of the optometry. They are responsible for vision care or eye care ng patient. And then during my time, parang konti lang yung students na nag-enroll dun sa optometry course. And then curious ako during that time and I wanted to pursue that. Third would be PT, physical therapy, and then nurses kasi yung dalawang sisters ko are nurses abroad. Also, the goal naman talaga is makapag-US or abroad kasi growing up, I saw how it changed the lives of my two sisters. Now, when they started working there as nurses and how it changed their way of living and how they lived comfortably when they started living in the States. Now, PT schools. So I'm born and raised here in Cebu City, specifically in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. When I was choosing my physical therapy school, so hinanap ko na lang talaga yung closest to me. So the closest PT school to me is Cebu Doctors University. Next is Velez College. Velez College is where my sisters graduated from their nursing degrees. We also have Southwestern University FINMA, and there's a new school here in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu that offers physical therapy course. It's Lapu-Lapu Cebu International College. But during my time, hindi pa established yung school na yon. Also, I had to consider if kaya ba sa budget ng mom ko kasi my mom is a single mom and I also had to be considerate if kaya ba sa budget ng mother ko to send me to Cebu Doctors University and enroll in the physical therapy course. So the tuition fee back then was around 35,000 to 50,000 yung per semester. So I think right now it's around parang nasa 50 to 70,000 na siya per semester. So it's really an expensive course. And then during my time, it was still a 5-year course kasi hindi ako nakaabot sa senior high. So right now it's already a 4-year course. Now back then it was a 5-year course kasi the first 2 years, first year and second year were the general education subjects. So merong algebra, merong zoology, merong biology, chemistry, physics, the physical education, the lives and works of Rizal, and yung mga general education subjects. The third and the fourth year were now the professional subjects in physical therapy. So we have therapeutic exercises, we have electrotherapy, we have anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, and other PT application subjects talaga na it is where now we understand why we need to give physical therapy to our patients. Basically, yun yung mga professional subjects na sa PT. The fifth year is now the internship. It's 1 year din yon, 2 semesters of physical therapy na clinical rotation. So we were rotated to different clinics in the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. During my time, I was rotated in Dumaguete, in Iloilo, and in Cagayan de Oro City. So every month, iba-ibang clinics and ibang-ibang specialization sa clinic na yon or hospital. Also, I know PT is going to be a difficult course, so hinanda ko na talaga yung sarili ko during that time. And lahat naman siguro, no, lahat naman ng medical field na courses are difficult kasi like example in the physical therapy course, you need to study from head to toe, like legit guys, like anatomy, you need to memorize the parts of the human body. Physiology, you need to study the function of each part of the human body. And then kinesiology is the movement science. So you need to understand the science behind a specific movement of the human body. And then hindi lang yun. Meron din mga medical and surgical conditions that you need to understand. And then merong PT application subjects na. So mahirap talaga siya guys. It's a difficult course. So if you're someone pursuing physical therapy, so i-engrave nyo na lang sa brain nyo na PT is going to be one of the challenging courses in the field of medicine. So I graduated last April 2018. So it was a 5-year course. So yung time ko from during college was 2013 to 2018. So it was 8 years ago. Oh my God, I feel so old. Charis. Now we go to the physical therapy licensure exam here in the Philippines, or PTLE. Now, hindi naman to siya official, no, but physical therapy board exam is really one of the difficult board exams here in the Philippines. Now, aside from the other board exams, challenging talaga yung board exam. So the board exam in physical therapy has a 600 item question, and it's divided into 3 sections. So the first section is the basic sciences, or the APK, or what we call the anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology. The second section is the medical and surgical conditions and pathology. The third section is now the PT application. Now, ito na yung mga parang case questions na how will you provide a physical therapy management to this type of patient? So it's a multiple item question. The passing rate is 75%. You cannot practice PT if you're not licensed here in the Philippines. And the PT exam is administered by the Professional Regulation Commission. So after I graduated April 2018, the next month review na. So May 2018 to August, kasi August yung exam during that time. The exam is conducted every August and February of the year. Ngayon, it's now, after pandemic ata, it's now conducted every June and December of the year. So ayun, I took the exam on August 2018, and then fortunately naman nung pumasa. Then ayun, when I passed the board exam and saw my name sa list of passers dun sa binigay ni PRC, it was such, parang naiyak talaga ako, guys. Naiyak ako na ang fulfilling pala talaga sa feeling na makapag-pass ka sa board exam. Alam mo yung parang the hard work that you've done from college and in the review really paid off. Now, pursuing my USPT license. Now, eto na. I know I wouldn't just stop at the physical therapy examination here in the Philippines. Kasi the goal talaga is makapag-US. Kasi andun yung family ko. I have relatives there who are nurses. I also want to earn more as a physical therapist while doing the thing that I love most is to take care of patients. Help them recover from an illness, an injury, or a disability. After my local PT licensure exam here in the Philippines, nag-search na talaga ako agad if paano ba to yung USPT license, or paano ba to yung PT licensure exam. So National Physical Therapy Examination, or the NPTE, is the board exam for PTs obtaining licensure in the United States. Now, the difference here lang sa US licensure exam is that hindi siya kagaya sa Philippines na if you're a licensed PT here in the Philippines, you can practice anywhere, no? Any region, Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao. Kasi parang it honors that you are licensed talaga sa Philippines. But here sa United States, isa lang yung exam, but you have to choose which state you are practicing as a physical therapist. So may 50 states yung US. So each state has their licensing authority and eligibility criteria. So you have to search on that. Kung saan ka ba magpa-practice as physical therapist. My states are Connecticut and New York. Pero yung first state na in-applyan ko is Connecticut. So I had to search the requirements for Connecticut and how do I apply for me to sit for the NPTE. So yan, state requirements. You have to search for that. So the NPTE is conducted by the FSBPT. And then may list sila of states and their eligibility criteria. Or you can even search which state ka, then may mga websites sila na how to apply for the licensure exam. Another thing is the licensure exam in the United States for PTs cannot be taken here in the Philippines. Unlike NCLEX na pwede mo lang siya i-take sa Manila. Walang testing centers dito sa Philippines that conducts the NPTE. The nearest testing center close to Philippines is in Guam. So Guam is the nearest US territory next to Philippines, and then Hawaii. So yun, kailangan mo ng US tourist visa for you to go to Guam and take the NPTE. So another gastos naman siya. And then ang mahal ng registration, and then you have to prepare pa, you have to review again. And ayun, expenses mo sa airfare. So ang dami kong pwede i-share regarding the USPT license process. kung paano ba mag-take ng NPTE. So I'll dedicate a different video for this solely to the USPT license process. But generally, that's it for the USPT license. You have to identify the state where you want to practice as a physical therapist, and then the cost na, the registration, and the preparing process na. So during my time, so this took me 4 years to finish the USPT license kasi it was really because of the pandemic, no? I was about to take it last 2020, pero during the pandemic, walang flights back then, no? It was a total lockdown sa lahat ng flights. And then, the only thing that I can do is to save money while reviewing for the US license. I was under an agency back then, so they sponsor physical therapists to take the US licensure exam, take the doctorate degree, and then once you start working in the States, doon na sila magka-cut ng ng share. So because of the pandemic, they cut the sponsorship for you to take the exam and to take the doctorate degree and to work sa state. So it was a depressing moment for me. So the only thing that I did was really save money, find a job that would finance my US dream, to take the US licensure exam, to take the doctorate degree. And then, buti naman talaga, I was so blessed because God gave me a job that would finance everything to reach my American dream. So I was able to take the NPTE last October 2023 in Guam, and oh my God, thank God I passed the exam kasi it was also one of the challenging board exams that I took in my life. Oh my God. So I would really say mas mahirap yung NPTE kaysa sa PTLE. Like, oh my God, legit. It was a difficult board exam that I took in my life. So buti naman talaga pumasa. So earning my doctorate degree in physical therapy. So I just recently graduated last year in my doctorate program. It's the Doctor of Physical Therapy program that was offered by Rehab Essentials in collaboration with University of Montana and Far Eastern University, offering Filipino physical therapists to pursue their doctorate degree. Now, the Transitional Doctor of Physical Therapy is an online program that transitions any physical therapy who graduated from a bachelor's degree to the doctorate degree in physical therapy. Now, it's being offered to foreign-trained PTs because the PT profession has evolved significantly over the past few decades. Kasi ngayon, the US entry level in physical therapy or the USPT entry level is now the Doctorate of Physical Therapy, and this started around 2015. So I was in college back then. So nung nalaman ko na kailangan na talaga ng doctorate degree in physical therapy. Now this program bridges the gap between older education standards and the competencies expected of today's doctoral level professions. So I also need to match my educational credentials to the US standard kasi it was a requirement. It was a state requirement for me and also requirement siya for my visa screening. So kailangan ko talaga i-take yung doctorate degree. I'll dedicate a different video regarding my doctorate journey, like the process, the cost, how did I enroll, ano ba yung mga requirements to be enrolled in the doctorate program, and how I completed it. Currently, I've been a certified healthcare virtual assistant for 5 years already. So, ito talaga yung source of income ko because there's money in it. There's more money to it. And then, ito talaga yung nag-finance everything from my American or US journey. And even though it's virtual, I still get to, help patients or clients virtually. So, right now, I work for a law firm company in the States. I've been with this client for 4 years already, and what I do is I review medical records and bills and then report them to the attorneys in the office. Now, what's next of my career? So currently, I am just in the waiting period na lang to be interviewed in the US Embassy for my immigrant visa. And then I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel to, in the hopes of helping people who has the same journey as I am or is taking the same path in physical therapy or even in remote work or career development or about life through, what I've experienced, what I've learned throughout this journey up to this day. Looking back, ang dami kong reflections sa journey na to, and I really just stick to my core to eventually go abroad and help my patients or clients. So, number one siguro na reflection ko is always pray, work hard and smart. So, not just work smart, work hard din. My faith in God gave me guidance and direction, and my actions talaga is what kept me move forward. Next is control what you can control or control the controllable. Ang dami kong delays and setbacks, things that were just beyond my control. So instead of worrying about them, I tried to focus my energy on what I can control at the present time or what I can control today. Third is stay disciplined, stay resilient, and never give up. For me, yung definition talaga ng success isn't built in a single breakthrough. No, staying consistent is even if no one is watching you. Promise, you'll really appreciate it if ma-overcome mo yung mga moments na you were at your lowest point. Lastly is always show up. In the most difficult times, always show up. Ang dami guys, ang dami kong moments when I felt so uncertain, I felt so exhausted, and parang gusto ko na lang talaga mag-quit sa American dream ko or makapag-abroad, but I kept showing up. And showing up is the bravest thing that you can do. Yung small steps na yon or ordinary steps na yon will eventually become the milestones you once thought were impossible. If my story encouraged you in any way, I hope it reminds you that your dreams are possible too. PT student ka man, Filipino physical therapist, or someone chasing a dream that feels out of reach, keep going. Your journey doesn't have to look like mine. It just needs to keep moving forward. Thank you so much for watching my very first YouTube video, and I'd love to hear from you. So if my questions kayo regarding my NPTE process, yung PT journey ko, yung how I become a healthcare virtual assistant, or yung process ko abroad, or any topics that you'd like me to share, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep showing up and keep moving forward. Bye-bye!